BenFlyingRetro, and I'm embarking on a quest to purchase every classic GI Joe comic from the original 80s and 90s Marvel run.
Warning.
Hunting down individual issues from every corner of the globe in whatever order the universe decides to give me. Join me and my pal Steve every week as we discuss my latest find. Welcome to Chasing Joe. Chasing Joe. Whoa! It's episode 48 of Chasing Joe! I am BenFlyingRetro. That rhymes with Joe, kind of. My brother from the southern hemisphere. Are you there?
It's Jubba, don't you know? Rhyming with retro. Rhyming with Chasing Joe.
You are there. We got Joe to chase. How have you been, brother?
Dude, it feels like it's been a while. I've been great, but I feel like you've been better. You are...
Dude, I'm spinning plates. I'm juggling. I went to Miami. I've got some exciting GI Joe issues coming soon because I was eBaying and sending to my hotel.
Of course.
So I may have picked up some key issues. But
how tight was the window? Because it stresses me out.
Too tight.
If you're waiting for a parcel at the hotel you're staying at, you are checking concierge every day.
Well, I had a parcel delivered every single day of a 10-day stay. Just to give you some reality. They got to know me down there in that parcel room.
Well, friend, when you're in the land of milk and honey, you're milking it and you're honeying it.
It was trading cards. It was slabs. It was Joe books. It was hilarious. Beautiful. But you're right. If you're relying on eBay, they give you a wild window to send that package. You could chill out for 5 days and still not send it. So I was like, please, may you send this tomorrow at least.
So everything got through.
Everything
10
got
parcels,
through.
10 days. Amazing.
And then Emma, we got back from Miami, and then Emma and Phoenix. Emma had business trip. They went to Chicago, and I got her hotel deets, and I was shipping more stuff to there. So
he's incorrigible, ladies and gents.
I am drowning in Joe books. Drowning.
Excellent.
I tell you what, though.
I have to ask, though. You said slabs, trading cards, books. Any plastic? Any toys, Benjamin?
No plastic, because I wasn't really feeling like it was that much cheaper. With the comics, the comics are... You pay a big UK tax on ARA.
Sure.
I'm not convinced about the plastic. Is it a known thing that it is cheaper in the States? I guess it probably is.
There's just a lot more to choose from.
Yeah, big selection. Yeah, for sure.
Anything you need, you can probably find.
If you buy from me, as a eBay seller or Vinted, I just get off as soon as it pings my phone, I literally stop everything and post. Like, good feedback for me. It's just wild when people just wait for the maximum 4 days. I mean, look, okay, people have got busy lives, fine. But
how close is your post office as well?
Yes, it's close. That's it. It's very, very
and
close.
A pleasant jaunt. Whereas I think if you're moving a lot of stuff on eBay, you want to pool it up before you hit the post office. I mean, it's admin. Packaging, goodness me. I would hate to be a seller because... having to parcel things up, knowing full well, like, if this arrives damaged, it's your ass.
Tell you what, look, also, if you buy from me, you get a cherry on top. Now, that cherry could be whatever you're buying. It could be a Garbage Pail Kid card. It could be anything. So, look, I'm a premium seller.
Dude, you're a dying breed is what you are.
But look, it is summer in the UK. It's hot. It's sunny. There's a heat wave at the moment, and the kids are off school, so I'm spinning plates. I'm juggling. I'm on a unicycle, but I will always make Chasing Joe, and nothing stops here at Chasing Joe Towers. I've got a mailer. We are going to open it up. It's episode 48. Let's not be late. I'm opening the mailer.
We already are, I'm afraid.
Okay.
We're recording this a day later than we would have liked to.
I like this. It's a reveal. Ding, 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 ding. It is Special Missions Issue 5, February 24th, 1987. I'm holding something in my hand from the 80s. So as we know, this was the only bundle that I was allowed to buy on this quest. So this equates to £1.60. But as usual, I don't want you to open that mouth. I want it zipped shut because I have to fill up a bucket, chuck it over your face, and immerse you in February the 24th, 1987. So turn on the radio and you have got Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, #1 around the globe. You're halfway there. You're living on a prayer. What a tune. If the key change in that song at the end doesn't like elevate you or give you goosebumps, you know that it's over for you. You've got serious itis. So there's two key changes that if I play you these key changes and they don't jazz you up. So there's Living on a Prayer and there's also Lounge Act by Nirvana. The key change, it just goes up again. Anyway, get yourself to the Megaplex. It's Barnes and Elias. It's Oliver Stone. It's Platoon. My personal favorite Nam film. It's certainly the one with the best soundtrack. Any memories of Platoon? It was big for me growing up.
I was more of a Full Metal Jacket man myself.
It's pure G.I. Joe as well. Proper squad.
Well, isn't the great story about Platoon that they actually this is what Tropic Thunder is based on?
Yes,
that they dropped this and probably Apocalypse Now, but they dropped these guys off and they got high, they got liquored, they lived in the jungle.
It was the first, it's very normal now for the whole, we did boot camp on Band of Brothers
immersion
for a week and Black Hawk Down, but no, this was the first time that they really did that with Charlie Sheen and Johnny Depp and all those lads. There's a great Platoon. I am pure Team Elias, by the way, just to get that out of the way. Look, after you've seen that film, get to Hollywood Comics, or maybe not Hollywood Comics, maybe London Comics, because Action Force, action-packed first issue, full color, only 32p. Flint, Footloose, and Lady J on that iconic cover. Issue 1 came out same time as this, same week. I take it you absolutely could not get that in the US. So I don't know what you're going to do in Hollywood Comics, but you were not picking up Action Force. Action Force is a whole separate thing. We may need to chase Force after this. So were you there? Yeah,
on day one.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there on day one, but it was so cool because we could be at Safeway, and they'd have a little magazine section, and they'd have Action Force, just in a supermarket. Oh, you know what it's like when you're so into something, and if you just see that logo in a place where you don't expect it, it's just like, what's this? Grab it. So I had. Yeah, I don't know. I must have had a handful of issues. But, I go straight to that one. The Cobra Eel with the knife is the one. I want that framed on my wall. Look, get yourself to the arcade. Contra. Yes. This was big. Wow. Contra. So Contra is set in the distant future of the year 2633, when the evil Red Falcon organization have a plot to wipe out humanity. Two commandos, Bill Reiser and Lance Bean of the Earth Marine Corps Contra Unit. Oh my God, are sent to destroy the enemy forces. That is exciting. So
amazing that in the 27th century, the best we can do is throw two burly topless dudes with guns at this alien invasion.
Also, I respect the 2633. Like, think big. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Back to the Future 2 with 2015 was... And Blade Runner with, like, I don't know, 2012. It's like, guys, just chuck it forward a little bit more. Anyway, yeah, so Contra, I think in the UK, we called it Super Probotector for some weird reason. It wasn't called Contra Spirits. I had it on the SNES. It was an incredible game. But yeah, I don't know if you have any memories of Contra.
I had Super C, which we called Super Contra because...
There you go. Yeah.
And that was big. And then I got Contra thereafter.
Yeah.
And what a joy to have 2-player co-op.
Yes.
Same screen. Like that was, and of course it was infuriating when, you were left behind and your buddy jumped, he moved the screen up.
Yeah.
Instant kill.
Oh man.
Yeah, many friendships were ended over Contra. I'll say.
Now, toys, my toy research, it's Feb, so the 87 Joe line hadn't kicked in, but what I saw from my research, and it made me get nostalgic, was Lego Castle was big. And
I just listened to a podcast on that topic. Shout out to the Mutagen Men podcast.
Wow, because I went... So my brother was space, and by proxy, I was space. But then on my personal Lego journey, I went in exclusively to Lego Castle, rebranded in the 90s to Kingdoms. I never saw any of that. So Lego Castle, and we also had like Robin Hood was kind of a part of it. With these tree houses that you'd build. I adored Lego Castle. The little glow-in-the-dark ghost was amazing.
Oh, best.
Yeah.
And such a simple, very Lego-ish kind of construction with the black head making up the eyes.
So then I didn't get into it, but I sort of looked at it. Pirate Lego came out, and their big USP was that was the first time ever that they did painted faces. So Lego Castle was still just yellow heads, smile, all like that. And then the pirate stuff came out and they actually had like beards and painted on and stuff like that. But yeah, Lego
I got
Castle.
a Pirate Island early doors and loved
sick.
it ever since. Yeah. The shark, the monkey. What an amazing minifigure that monkey was.
The shark. All the treasure and the little gold pieces and stuff. Yeah. Lego Castle, Pirate Lego, very good. So that about immerses us. Let's get to the running total. Episode 48, £213, 41 pence, 290 USD, 14 donations. So, hey, look, this freight train just ain't stopping. Do you know what I've stopped doing? Smell test. So I'm going to do that. Bring
it back, baby.
Let's bring it back. Oh, wow. That's cool. Laser tag. I mean, I just telling you now that never worked for anyone. It just did not. But still pretty cool. Right, let's smell it.
I don't know if a weak-ass laser, battery-powered, under daylight conditions would ever survive.
Just get yourself a cap gun back then. I'm gonna central spine. Oh crikey! Jeez, that's really pungent. I can't lie, it's not actually that nice. That it smells like someone that's got carpets in their house, and smokes inside their house, but for like a decade, and there's that sort of cigarette mustiness.
Dude, smells like the 80s, man, and 1980s living room. I'm sorry, you say that's unpleasant, but to me, that's a comforting smell. It's not
these were king
it's a bad odor. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a bad odor, but it does take me back to a time when people smoked inside.
Okay.
I mean, Who am I kidding? There are people that still do, but it's less likely.
We have got
Okay, Special Missions Issue 5.
we've got
Showdown.
Ace ejecting out of a Sky Striker with a Night Raven above. I appreciate the kind of internal explosion of the Sky Striker on this cover. I like the explosion coming out of the vents, the jets. It's cool. And I think
it is in a bad way, man. The flame is coming from inside this Sky Striker. It's dead on the inside. It's about to probably going to turn into a fireball any second now.
His ass should be burning. But I think what makes it is that kind of cartoony ultimate thrust coming out of the Night Raven.
Yes.
You know, really propelling it off the page. And also, am I right in thinking that the Strato Viper is doing a kind of a fist pump there? Like, I got one.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that a fist pump? I think it is.
I would agree. Yeah, fist pump. I mean, what an amazing gout of flame.
Yeah.
It's always with some disappointment that you realize jets don't actually produce that kind of like explosive. I mean, unless there's something seriously wrong with them, unless they are going down in flames. No, jet thrusts do not look like that. But it's a great comic book convention to create that sense of speed.
A lovely kind of, I don't know, is that orange to pink gradient? It's a lovely cover. It does feel like it's the right side of a splash, possibly.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
sure. Well, it's definitely the more exciting side of the splash. The other side is just jet trails, but you'd be able to see a bit more of that curvature of the Earth. I mean, it's lovely that we're so high up that you do see, and it's hand drawn. There was no kind of there's no hand of a digital element on this cover, so it's lovingly done by hand, but it's absolutely adhering to like this curvature of the Earth. We're super, super high up.
Yeah,
and...
UK 40p this retailed for. It's so awesome. I've been hanging out so much with Phoenix recently, and I was just we were in McDonald's, and I was just explaining to him that when I grew up, you could get a cheeseburger for 30p, and he just lost his mind. That anything could cost under a £5 note is confusing to him. Like that you need to have denominations that start before £5. Yeah, crazy times. Yeah. But look, I'm really excited to turn this page because I just think this is beautiful. Look at this showdown. The long shadows on this opening page are so stylish, and you know that plane, it just screams cutting edge tech. Like, what are you looking at there? It's just such I just love this opening page. I don't think I've read this before, and the deep dark shadows and the long neck on that Night Raven. Don't you just find that a very satisfying piece of art?
You're absolutely right, Ben. Understated, but man, it's very what you want to see.
Yeah, the fins on that thing. It's just the Cobra red. I keep coming back to the shadows. There's a kind of, when I look at that, I think sort of secrecy almost. I think kind of like high tech, maybe untested, like volatile. Herb Trimpe, man. And take a bow.
Absolutely, like the starkness of the like sort of black on white tells you that this isn't a daytime thing. You'd see more color on the sort of the tarmac. This is absolutely the dead of night. They're having very long shadows cast by like a floodlight, which seems a bit strange. I mean, like they on Cobra Island, they know that they're under surveillance from the Joes. They wouldn't necessarily put their supersonic, their brand new jet under a floodlight. I think they'd probably take it off under blackout conditions. But whatever, it's a wonderful splash page. It's so effective. And
I take it that we are considering this a spiritual sequel to Shakedown.
Yeah, but it tells such a different story.
Yeah, I just think
Shakedown is the
Showdown
two
and
honorable.
Shakedown.
Shakedown issue 34. Let's not mince words, just so we keep these things clear and separate. Shakedown is a sort of an honorable standoff between two opponents, whereas the parable in Showdown seems to be like treat your
The rescue
not even
crew.
subordinates, the people who like basically do the final checks on your ride, like the crew chief, the staff, the underlings. Treat them with respect, because without them, your ass is grass, man.
Yeah,
You're going down.
Let's get into that, because enter the Strato Viper, and all he does for 2 pages is just chew out the ground staff, like
physically abuse them.
Physically,
are we
violent
assuming
to them.
he's throwing people off the ladder and standing on their hands?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is just sort of pregnant with anger. I have to say, though, he's got a fantastic look when he's kind of stood there with all the yellow streaks around him. And yeah, I love that pistol as well on the chest.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite Star Warsy, actually. But
It
what a
is.
colossal douchebag. I mean, what an absolute... you can sort of... You almost smell where this is going. You're like, this is coming back to haunt him, surely. Like, he is being such a douche. And you're right, that the whole way through this book, we get how kind of nice the Joes are to their ground staff, and yeah, how horrible he is to his. Yeah, but
that's the meta text of this thing. The broad strokes of the plots, for anyone unfamiliar with issue 5 of Special Missions, is there's a Night Raven going up every night, doing reconnaissance over Florida, but it's not quite in American airspace. So the Joes don't have any authorization to shoot at it, because Cobra Island has got sovereignty. So they're not allowed to shoot down any Cobra aircraft unless they violate American airspace. But Ace and Slipstream are able to goad the Stratoviper into taking the first shot. Unfortunately, it downs Ace's plane, but Slipstream is able to avenge his fallen comrade and whacks the Night Raven's tail. The Raven goes down, and while Ace is successfully rescued by the sort of GI Joe ground staff or rescue flight, the Stratoviper is not. He drowns because his crew are in no rush to rescue his ass.
Oh my days! Yeah, we'll get to that bit, and that was shocking. But
okay, this really was the first time you read it.
Yeah,
amazing.
Before these guys get airbound, I was delighted to see a little toy Megatron figure.
Transformers cameo.
Yeah, Slipstream giving it, because the I keep wanting to say pit crew, but the ground staff, ground crew. What's up with his kid? He's got tonsillitis or something. He's had his tonsils out. Yeah. But he says he's giving him Jetfire, actually giving him a Megatron G1 toy.
You wish the G1 toy looked like that.
Yeah, you do. That looks so weird, doesn't it? The G1 is in a kind of way that you're never disappointed when you see an Optimus Prime G1. You're like, what is with that Megatron? He looks weird. He's all dainty. But I wish it was Jetfire, because I personally love Jetfire. He's just a fantastic character, a fantastic looking,
and perhaps a bit of a copyright infringement, perhaps.
Oh,
I want to pick your brain. Yeah, well, we're going to get into it. Why was Megatron selected, and did they know what they were doing? Was this a faux pas, or was this a intentional gaffe?
Oh, I always thought this was just a misprint. Like this was a internal mix-up.
The script called for Jetfire because why? It's a swing wing fighter. This is a story about fighter jocks. The artist picked up the wrong toy and illustrated a Megatron.
Yeah.
And so Larry just didn't bother changing the scripting.
What are you saying?
I'm
Or
saying one of
proposing.
two things. One thing, the real world reason, legally they couldn't use Jetfire because Jetfire's toy, what is that? That's a Veritech fighter from Macross.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
They could have made it the comic book accurate Jetfire, which kind of skirts the design. It's also the same design they used in the cartoon. So yeah, it's a modified look to sort of not be a copyright infringement. But I like the idea that in universe, Slipstream got it wrong. He picked the wrong toy because he's
nice. Because he does.
He's not a cool guy. Like he's not down with toys. He's a typical like 80s
like sending
dad.
your dad. Yeah, and he's like, oh, it says Transformers on it. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, this one's the Jetfire that turns into, and it's also out of package. So clearly he bought it thrift style. He bought it at a Goodwill's.
Yeah, there's a kid receiving that, and he's like, "What? This isn't Jetfire, Dad." Oh, that's great.
This isn't a F-16 or F-14 Tomcat. This is a Nazi pistol.
Did Jetfire start off as being Skyfire, a Decepticon? There's the switch, yeah? He started off as a Decepticon.
The toy was called Jetfire, and then I think... When did Skyfire come into it? Like, clearly this is a GI Joe podcast.
In the Netflix show, in that really dark show that you hate and I love because nothing happens in it, apart from walking and talking. He's a Decepticon, obviously, and then he turns. He switches sides.
I think his first animated appearance was in the classic cartoon in an episode called Fire in the Sky. And I have not watched that in decades. And I can't recall if they call him Skyfire in that erroneously, or if he is always name checked as Jetfire. That's a good question, Ben. I can't recall. But maybe they've retconned it to be as a Decepticon, he's Skyfire, but when he changes sides, they rename him Jetfire. Whatever.
Now,
what does it matter?
Back to this issue. Now, I am going to say right now, I'm sorry, but I am actually, when they get up there, I'm Team Strato Viper on this one. Because for my money, Ace is just being such a douchebag up there. He is so jonesing to be engaged, so he's kind of wiggling in front of him. He's waving around. He's going inverted. He's doing loop-the-loops round him.
He's doing the classic Top Gun.
I think he's messing around. And I was like...
Is this the same stoic Ace that we see at the end of issue 34? I don't know, man. He's set up to be the fall guy in this issue, big time.
Yeah. I was quite like, no, you deserve to get tagged here. And he does get tagged. And that, I mean, look, you cannot look at that panel without thinking Maverick, Top Gun, giving the MiG the bird.
Yeah, it's a lovely image.
What,
it's
Maverick
very, very dramatic,
close.
but their tail fins are totally intermeshing at this point.
Yeah, Maverick is claiming 2 meters. That's 2 inches. So that's what a scene that is in Top Gun though, where he's like, we were inverted, and Val Kilmer's like, bullshit.
Oh, Val.
He's like, how could you see him? I was inverted. Oh, so good. Now look,
and Goose with the Polaroid. I mean, that was some quick thinking.
Yeah, he got that out.
Damn.
Now, somewhere in this issue, I was just reading it last night, having the time of my life, and I was flicking through the pages, and then I flicked to this. And I was like, thrashing.
God.
And I just, I studied.
You, dude, as a skater.
It's hot, it's reckless, it's totally insane, it's thrashing. That's a film on video cassette. Do you know it? I don't know that.
You don't know thrashing?
No.
Damn, son.
I love
thought you were the coolest guy in the world.
No, Cube. I mean, no. Who's in it?
Dude, Josh Brolin.
This is ringing bells now. Josh Brolin, like pre-Goonies or just after?
87. So I don't know. When was Goonies? Just
I
after.
think it was. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying I should check that out?
I'm not saying anything, dude. I'm just surprised that you haven't. That like in your lexicon of 80s
I know.
ephemera,
Look, you
you've
can't
missed
be into
Thrashing.
everything. I tried, but this girl, it looks like something from a horror film.
Yeah, she does
Just
look like a wax model.
The long stare. I mean, look, this is the great thing, and this is why we get the floppies, because you're reading and you're having such a blast, and then you just get something like that makes you realize you're holding something from the 80s.
You didn't get that in your cultural landscape, pal. Come on, Thrashing.
Now look,
that's
for my money,
one.
my favorite section of this comic issue is the kind of latter dogfight that we get with the X30 in the this sent me down a well. I'm going to say it's drawn like they are on the kind of upper stratosphere, like almost on the fringes of space, with these kind of hard purple and black lines. Very nice to look at. And then I went on a deep dive on the Earth's atmosphere, and it has 5 major layers from the lowest to the highest. The major layers are the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and the thermosphere, and then the exosphere. And I think that is basically space. But anyway, they go to a high altitude for this bit, and Slipstream, he switches to guns up there and just totally takes out the tail of that Night Raven. It kind of all goes to toilet for the Strato Viper, doesn't it? Like, he's doing really well. He launches a flare to confuse and daze Slipstream. He destroys the Sky Striker. He kind of thinks he's done and dusted, but Slipstream does actually manage to come out of that flat spin, and that's funny. Like, reignites his thrusters, and he just appears from behind him, surprises him, and I just really like the art in this whole section. Don't know if
good old Herb Trimpe doing what Herb does best. Planes. Yeah. Man loves his planes.
And look, all of a sudden, like you were saying earlier, the parallels, we're getting cutbacks from Ace. He's inflated his dinghy. We've got 2 Tomahawks whizzing their way to him, and cut to Strato Viper, and he's sweating bullets. He's kind of like, Night Raven to control. I need a rescue unit on top of me immediately. And it cuts back to Cobra, and they're not even willing to increase speed to get to him. And it just keeps cutting back to a very straightforward rescue of Ace, to what quickly turns into a freaking horror film for Strato Viper. He ditches quite nicely, splashes down, and it's just the panic on his face when he realizes that bar
breakout tool
is not been put in its place. It is not there. It's gone. That, like, S-Jubs, he's drowning, dude, in there. Slowly. It is horrifying, but I love that they went there, because I honestly thought I was going to turn the page and, I don't know, something would happen and you'd see him get out and he'd be like, why I? But no, he dies.
Well, friends, if you ever thought working for Cobra was going to be cool, just remember that they're a murderous lot, and
that's what I took
the crew
away.
chief is likely to have blood in his hands. I mean, like,
it
tells a good parable about treating treating the little guy with respect. But at the end of the day, like, this aircraft should not have been going up. It was not flight worthy. The reason that Joe's got the jump on him is his threat warning systems were not functioning correctly. And it just tumbles from there. The canopy won't jettison because the charges that jettison the canopy for the ejection were needing maintenance. The breakout tool was the one crew guy actually, he's got it on his person. It's like, what happened to that guy's breakout tool? I've got it. What?
Yeah.
Well, quick, ditch it in the Gulf and
Yes.
whee,
What an
throws it overboard.
ending. What a great last panel. I mean, if you're sat there and you've got 2 application forms, you know, for the Air Force, you've got your Joe, your Cobra. I mean, I know which one I'm filling out. I don't really
only one of those.
understand the gain. So, you want to sign up to be a Strato Viper. It's like, okay, welcome aboard. First thing, we've got some invasive surgery, compulsory surgery. So you can have some, you know, wild G-forces and...
But I do think we've spoken about this on the show before, Ben, and that's like, if you are the best of the best of the best, you do invite every possible edge that you could have over the other guy. Like, that ambition runs away from you. And we can say all we want about like Cobra being a shady organization, but like only one of these aviators got to fly the Night Raven. I mean, arguably the greatest GI Joe jet, Cobra jet, the line ever produced.
You don't
it is
think
beautiful
when the water is up to your pecs and you are literally just thinking about drowning? I think he's rethinking his life there massively. That is honestly, that I found that quite harrowing. Similar scene.
Well, let's not stop the harrowing journey there, Ben. I have a story to share from just yesterday.
Oh,
making my way back from Sydney after doing some immigration rigmarole, you want to call it that. I was in an aircraft that had to do an emergency descent.
Stop it.
So
Commercial
you feel the
plane.
engine power being cut. You feel the nose of the plane dip quite suddenly. And then just to freak you out even more, out come the oxygen mask.
Stop it. No. Oh my goodness.
So you dutifully put the thing on. And in that moment, your mind goes to a very dark place. It was an age before the flight attendant sort of head steward got on the mic and said anything. Like in that moment, you're like, this is it?
Can I ask you what you were thinking? That's what I want. What did you think?
I thought the end, like, it will be instant, but you don't know when it's coming.
Are you on there?
You are
with your
looking
whole
at the
family?
front of the plane, thinking any second now there will be this sudden crumple, and then the next will be black.
Dude, that's awful thing to experience. Jeez, were you on there with your family?
I was alone. The flight into Sydney, I was alone as well, obviously, and that's when I had the premonition of like, if this plane was to go down, what would I try and do with my last moments?
Jeez.
And I thought to myself, let me record a message and try and send it out. Just some last words to leave my family on. And, you know, the flight in was by daylight, so I could see our heights above ground. So I would be able to know when the end was nigh. The flight back, you could see nothing out of the portholes. So you didn't know how high you were above the ground. You didn't know if there was a mountain straight ahead of you. I mean, the very disconcerting thing about a commercial airliner is, of course, you cannot see what is in front of you. Unless it's got cameras that you have access to on the screens.
What airline?
Virgin.
Yeah,
dear.
Is it Virgin Blue? It's like their subsidiary. They kind of use it to...
Well, Virgin Australia, they don't have distinctions, I don't think.
Okay. But obviously, so when did everything become fine again? Or it didn't until you touched down?
The descent was a long period. Like, it felt like we were descending for a long time. And in that time, you have the freak out that this is it. You think to yourself, well, maybe we'll be able to land at a smaller airport, or maybe this will have to ditch. Maybe this is gliding so that it can reach the sea and ditch on the water, because that's, I suppose, safer than to try and find a landing terrain at night in the middle of nowhere.
So where you landed...
I thought to myself, maybe I'll be, comped for a night at some quaint B&B in some, middle of nowhere town between Sydney and Brisbane.
So what airport did you land at?
We got to Brisbane in
did
fine
get
style.
there.
On the way in, I saw what looked like an emergency field about 20 minutes away from Brisbane, like having its strobes on. And then as we passed it, they switched the strobes off. So I guess that was an encouraging sign that like we weren't
Did
going to
they
have
give
to
you any information?
divert. Eventually, the captain got on the horn. But before that, we just had the stewardess saying like,
he's busy.
just please breathe calmly in and out.
So what actually happened to the end?
And I was sitting next to a deaf individual who kept like texting on his phone and handing it to me like, what is going on? I'm like, dude, as soon as I know, hand me your phone or I'll signal you.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened was there was a depressurization. They lost cabin pressure.
Okay.
So they had to get under 10,000 feet to prevent us from all becoming hypoxic.
In my head, you have issue 5 of Special Missions on the table. and you're like looking into that Strato Viper's eyes like, jeez.
The end
that
is
is
nigh.
quite something to have those feelings and to have them be genuine, not experienced in a dream or anything. That is quite unsettling. Any kind of euphoria afterwards?
Because it's such a slow release, because you go from like contemplating the imminent and unexpected finality of death, to then like a slow realization that no, I think the captain, who I've been giving all my positivity to, like
you were really kind
beaming it
to the ground crew as well, so you would have been well looked after in the drink. You were very nice to everyone on that plane, I can imagine. Wow, that is.
I don't know. The whole time
something.
I was holding my bag very tightly. Like, if we have to ditch over the ocean, I'm not letting this bag containing all of our sort of immigration documents get wet. I'm holding it above my head. I'm gonna sooner drown than let this stuff.
I mean,
go
you were
down.
doing your own kind of domestic special mission. Really?
Look, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know how common this is. So maybe people out there in listener land are like, yeah, we had the oxygen mask deploy on a flight several times. Or maybe it is unique. Hell, we've got people who are veterans who put their lives on the line every single day in war zones. So let me not make my near-death experience more dramatic than it has
it's
to
just
be.
more the
But
thing
in the moment, when you are
Yeah.
staring the potential of like, this is it. I'm too
There's that
young to die.
famous Jim Carrey story where he was, I don't know, on some island in Hawaii,
Yes.
and he got the automated kind of smartphone, I don't know, emergency that, not maybe a nuke or something, like missiles were
Tsunami?
coming. I don't think it was a tsunami. I think it was more sort of, I don't know. Anyway, he was messaging people and saying, it's crazy. But there you go. Well,
I did record the video message. It didn't send, of course.
Jeez, that's probably a deleter. Maybe something you don't keep.
I don't know. I think it might serve me at some point in my life to keep that.
That's interesting.
Keep that on tap.
Well, look, I mean, all I can say is that when I was on a plane coming back from America, I was bringing back lots of these beakers very safely.
Excellent. Got your priorities firmly in place.
Nintendo Cups, and I am playing the heck out of Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Nintendo Switch 2. A sleeper hit. One of the best platform games ever made. It is fantastic. So,
bottoms up. What's in your cup, Ben? What is in your cup?
Oh, H2O.
I feel like
H2O.
I need a stiff drink after. Oh, good. Hydrate. Lekker.
Back to this book, though. I had such a good time reading this last night, and I reflected that this might be my sort of favorite way to get my slice of Joe in a kind of emergency break glass, I need a dose. I think I am grabbing a Special Missions. I really do. I feel like you're safe. Like, just these little vignettes, I really, really love them so much. I know I think I always bang on about special missions, but I think it's such a strong run, and just the fact that you can read it, you put it down, you get your hit of GI Joe. I mean, look, there's plenty of issues of ARA that are going to do that for you as well, but there's something very neat about special missions in how it is written to just start and end, and then off you go. Do you have any memories of this book? Did you have this as a child? Did you get to this later? Where does it fall for you?
Shakedown issue 34 was the one I got to later.
Okay.
This issue 5, Special Missions, was my de facto GI Joe dogfighting book.
Cool.
I don't know where it ranks in people's like air combat GI Joe book hierarchy. I mean, everyone's always going to pick Shakedown as number 1. Where does this one sit? Is it number 2, number 5? There are a few issues that deal specifically with aircraft. But for me, this was the first one that I had, and I clung to it because I had not the Night Raven, but I had the Sky Raven. And my best bud Rob.
That seems very flamboyant. I mean, wow.
Ooh, it's an amazing toy. But it takes all the best hits of the Night Raven, takes away the drone. That's fine, but it has very secure landing gear because it has the sort of the notched version of the Night Raven's landing gear. It was just newer, fresher, and I bought it in store. Like, I bought a boxed Sky Raven. How many people can say they had that experience of experiencing that chrome fresh out of a box? Ooh, glorious.
Surely that is more scarce on the second market.
Yeah. You want to get a Sky Raven on the secondary market now with decent chrome? Good luck to you, my friend. Yeah.
Beautiful. And wasn't the real world application of that chrome that it was effectively somehow invisible from the ground?
Radar invisibility was the one story. They certainly leaned into that on the Deke cartoon. But it also had a secondary effect of being laser proof. You couldn't shoot it down with lasers.
I still feel like the Joes have just got no business in that vehicle,
Right.
Do you feel that?
Well, look, the SR-71...
You can repaint anything, but there's something so Cobra, it's so integral that, I don't know. Joe's having it bugs me.
The aircraft, it's trickier to define because, is a Blackbird SR-71 is that coded as a goodie aircraft, or it being a spy plane, does that immediately make it shady, shadowy, best fit for Cobra purpose? And similarly, like the A-10 Warthog, ask any combat soldier from the United States, for instance, and they have got nothing but love for this aircraft. It is a hero. It is the answer to their prayers. Like, when that thing's large and in charge and laying down air cover, you're safe. You're blanketed. But then they give it to Cobra. How terrifying is the concept of like something like that bearing down on your armored column? You're in a Mauler, you're in a Mobat, you Joe armor, you think you're safe. Suddenly that thing shows up and you are mincemeat.
Would you play with that as a combat plane, or are you more
the Rattler?
No. Sorry, I'm more talking about the Raven. When you're playing with the Night Raven, you're doing reconnaissance, you're doing photos, you're doing high altitude spying. What's it actually loaded with, the toy, in terms of weaponry?
Right. Well, let's start with the easiest. It's got an air brake that flips open to reveal 220mm guns. Which is a fine caliber for close-in, dogfighting engagements, except they're facing the wrong way. They are zeroed on the tail of the thing. They are 0 degrees aft. So they're basically for shooting at pursuing aircraft, which I can think of very few instances where that would be useful.
Yeah. It's so fast. Because I only want to play with that in straight lines. The Night Raven. I'm not. It's just, you look at that, you just think crazy high altitude, fringes of like space, and just speed. Banking and dogfighting, even as a kid, I don't think I would have ever played with it like that. It does look like a beautiful thing. It looks like you'd need two hands to effectively fly it.
It's lithe,
Where do you hold it?
It's nice and thin. It's wafer thin, like the engine
hold it
nacelles
underneath the
are a
neck,
block,
yeah?
and then the central, the empennage is a nice slender necked thing. But
So is it quite
as for
balanced? If you were to
yeah,
hold it in the middle, it is flat effectively. It wouldn't
I
tilt
would
back.
grasp the tail because that is quite a flat slab that you
Yeah.
get your thumb over and your fingers under, and it's light enough to not
How
dip
have
too
you
much.
not gotten a GoPro on the back of that and like put it on your car or something? You want to get it going fast.
We were talking about the weapons. Come on, man.
Sorry.
It's got two
Yeah.
missiles in an internal bay. Part of me
Okay, so
wishes there were more inside the Night
Right.
Raven. So it's doing the thing that the F-22 Raptor does, having internal stores, because that increases the radar defeating characteristics.
Yeah.
It lowers your radar cross section by not having external weapons. But then it
Is it
throws all of that
evading-
away by having these two, they're called double toxin missile pods.
Okay.
And each of those pods deploy two heat seekers, I think, which are short range missiles, which I don't know. I prefer them all to be AMRAAMs. Anyway, these pods are always subject of debate. Do they face backwards? Do they face forwards? Which way do the missiles get inserted into them?
Ah, right. There's a lot of confusion between backwards and forwards with this thing. Does the Night Raven evade?
It's like the Havoc in that
Oh.
sense. Which way do you put the missiles?
Back. You're right,
Back.
but I was
Weird.
always back. I'll just do whatever the box had. But my question is, does the Night Raven evade radar? Not because it flies like super low. Is it because it's so fast, or is it technology? Like it's scrambling, or is it just so fast, like way past supersonic? I'd imagine that it evades radar because of that.
Let's talk a little bit about spy jet history. The U-2 was not a fast plane, but it was made in the 1950s when the conventional wisdom was you could get above enemy missiles. Like surface-to-air missiles had a ceiling. If you got above that, you could fly over enemy airspace with impunity until one got shot down. Then the conventional wisdom was, let's fly high, but let's also fly very fast, hence the SR-71. Now stealth has a lot more to do with the shape of the airframe. Like the Nighthawk, the F-117, pioneered this. Basically by using angles, you can reduce your radar cross section to like basically the size of a coin.
Yeah.
So it almost like cuts a slit through radiation, through the radar waves, whatever you call them. And same thing with the F-22. Like the Night Raven, strictly speaking, doesn't have that kind of stealth like appearance, but they do bang on about it having a special type of material that is radar absorbent.
Yeah, I feel like if the GI Joe line continued past 1994, surely we would have seen a stealth bomber like that shape that you just described. That I was obsessed with that as a kid. I just
Nighthawk.
I just didn't know how they could fly. They were just so unusual, and they just screamed cool.
Well,
they still do. They
They
just look so badass.
I hope your research into GI Joe toys never dips into the 2000s and into something called the Sky Sweeper jet.
Okay.
Just erase those words as they've come out of my mouth. Just erase them. I think it's the Sky Sweeper.
I'm pretty sure I was on a family holiday in New York and I saw the. Is it the Blackbird? What's the actual name? Is it the Blackbird? It's on the.
The SR-71. It's on the deck of the. Is it the Enterprise?
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I was obsessed with that as a kid. I remember just in middle school, the kind of like never knowing if it was real or not. People were like, it can go into space. It can actually go into the fringes of space. And
it can transform into Starscream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
But it looked, when was it made?
That would have been I suppose they started in the 50s. They started using it in the 60s.
That was the thing that just blew my mind about it. Aviation, man. It bugs me that we live in a world where Concorde was not superseded, not replaced. Like they didn't push on. It's very, very rare. There's very few things that you can say that we've gone backwards on. Normally, we just push, we push. But
we haven't bothered to go back to the moon either.
15 years ago, you could get to New York in 3 hours, and now you cannot do that. Interesting. But there you go. We've drifted.
We have indeed. Technology comes at a cost.
Aviation.
These are more conservative times.
Yeah. Well, look.
Now it's all about like cheapening things. Like we want to do warfare, but we want to just send like quadcopters to drop the bomb. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. But look, I was about to say this show, we don't take steps backwards. We keep pushing the envelope, keep pushing the Royal Mail and the Postal Service. How many comics can you deliver to me? How many comics can I order to a Miami hotel? And some of them when they're like punchy comics, you're like, look, okay, I can handle one not turning up, but this one I need to turn up. Watch this space, listeners, viewers. Yeah, but look, before we go, have you got anything you would like to say about issue 5 special missions? You sound like you're a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. I hope the people that have been watching, listening, have maybe been able to have a flick through, or at least seen some of the images, because it's a beautiful book. And yeah, we are. By the way,
I'll say this much, Ben.
Special missions.
Have you ever wanted to see what a Tomahawk looks like without a tail rotor? Not a tail rotor.
Just that jet.
Which one?
I have to say, that panel aside, there's some beautiful drawings of the Tomahawk. The one at the end where he's being rescued from the drink, and it's kind of it's almost looking up. I don't think I've ever seen it drawn from that. It's just joyous. Look at it, blacked out, S-Jubs. You really feel the heft of that sumbitch.
But I just did want to point out that like they neglect to.
Yeah,
I think it's just the inker. I don't know if there are pencils of the rotor blades in motion in the shot that I'm currently flashing up, but on both the lead Tomahawk and the trailing Tomahawk, they don't have the back rotor blades.
It's lovely to have two, though, isn't it? In this book, drawn together, or like flying in formation.
Dude,
wicked.
You can't just have one Tomahawk. Is all I'm gonna say.
Well, I don't even
have
one,
and I'd still be in the market for another one. To be honest,
that is a flex. You are flexing. You've been flexing a lot with your toys this episode, actually.
Oh, did not know.
With the Sky Patrol, geez, yeah.
I have been very fortunate, but then again, GI Joe is my one thing, man. Let me have it.
Yeah, you got it. Oh my God, is that a queen? Jeez.
Nah, this is just a drone or scorpion alien.
Xenomorph.
This is from the 1992 Kenner line, and man, I just can't wait to get cracking on Alien Earth. I've heard good things. Is
there any kind of system where his little mouth will come out? Some of these toys have a little.
Some of them do. Some of them have like sort of an air bladder that you would pump, and then the jaw would extend. But this one, such a lovely feature. Just pure 1992 coming at you. It explodes.
Oh, sick.
And it's got the most ridiculous like
pulse rifled, Yeah. Who's firing? God damn it. Well, look, I think that about does us. Sorry, this is late, a day late, a few hours late. I'm not sure.
hopefully it was worth the wait.
Yeah, for sure. We are back, baby. We will see you normal schedule next week. All that is left to say is
The Cobra Raven, the Cobra Raven. There's no haven from the Cobra Raven. It's got 2 jet engines, drop down cockpit, a hidden Bombay. Now you know it's got 1-man drone and it's on the lookout for GI Joe.
Oh no, I'm drowning! Damn that ground staff!
Latest.